People think strength is loud, that it's yelling louder, reacting faster, proving yourself. But real strength is silent. It lives in the quiet decisions, the ones no one sees. This is one such decision, the story of a girl who learned to master the one thing she could never escape, herself. Before we dive in, tell me in the comments, what does strength mean to you? Drop a word, a sentence, or even a story. Someone out there might need your definition. Amira didn't grow up in a house filled with warmth. In her world, love came with conditions and silence came with pain. If she cried, she was too sensitive. If she got angry, she was too much. So she buried it all, her softness, her fears, her voice. At school, she was invisible. At home, she was misunderstood. She learned to protect herself the only way she knew how. Build walls, thick ones, sharp ones, and never let anyone see the hurt. Have you ever been labeled too emotional? Comment, that was me if this part hits home. By her teens, Amira wore her control like armor. Her tone, sharp, her reactions, immediate, her guard, always up. She couldn't stop the chaos around her, so she tried to control everything. But instead of feeling powerful, she felt exhausted. Instead of connection, she felt lonely. She wasn't choosing her actions, she was reacting over and over again. Which one do you relate to more? Reacting in anger or shutting down emotionally? Type anger or shut down in the comments. One night, after another fight, another friendship lost, she stood in front of a mirror. And for the first time, she saw herself, not her makeup, not her mask, but her pain, her patterns. She wasn't a villain, she wasn't a victim, she was unaware, unconscious. And that night, she asked a question that changed everything. What if I stopped reacting and started healing? If you've ever had a moment where everything just clicked, drop it in the comments. Someone out there needs your light. Self-mastery didn't come with a glow-up. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't social media ready. It was quiet. It was slow. It was painful. She started with breath work, then journaling, then observation. She studied her own triggers. She learned to sit with discomfort instead of escaping it. To pause before speaking, to ask herself, is this my truth or just my defense? It wasn't about controlling emotions. It was about understanding them so they didn't control her. Every day, she made a choice, not to be perfect, but to be present. She stopped chasing validation. She started listening to her breath, to her intuition, to her needs. She let go of people who drained her, not with bitterness, but with grace. She didn't need to prove her worth anymore. She just needed to remember it. What's one belief you've had to unlearn to grow? Comment it below. Someone scrolling might need exactly that. Today, people call Amira calm, so put together. But what they don't see are the silent battles she still wins, with patience, with presence, with pause. She doesn't chase chaos anymore because she finally hears her own voice. She doesn't react to every storm because she's building peace that storms can't touch. Self-mastery isn't about having it all together. It's about knowing when you're falling apart and choosing to rise anyway. It's about choosing reflection over reaction, peace over performance, discipline over drama, because the greatest freedom isn't in controlling others, it's in mastering yourself. And that's a power no one can take away. If you're walking this path of self-mastery, drop a in the comments. Share this with someone fighting quiet battles. Subscribe for more stories that awaken, empower, and heal.